Hello, this is Auntie Wendy, and I'm talking to you from Massachusetts. And it's Christmas time, and I wanted to tell Aubrey and Trey a really cool story. And I'm going to read you this book, and I'm going to show you the book online, like this. Hold it up, and you can follow along. I'm going to read you a story. And the name of the book is Santa, Are You For Real? See the book? Santa, Are You For Real? Okay, here's the first page. Here's the first page. I'll show you the picture and then I'll read it, okay? See the little boy and his snowball? It says, "'Twas the night before Christmas, and out on the street a wee boy was standing, big boots on his feet. He stamped them and kicked them, threw snow at a rock to crowd out the songs of the kids on the block." Here's the next page. See the picture? The next page says, "Hey, hey, hey," he heard them say. "Santa's phony all the way. Hey, no way, a flying sleigh." Dad watched Todd come in, saw his face was all glum, so he bent down and asked, "What's the matter, old chum?" "No Santa or reindeer will come to our place. The chimney's too skinny. He can't really fly. He's not at the North Pole. It's all a big lie." Dad reached for the boy, pulled him tight to his side, and kissed him and told him, "Let's see, Todd, who lied?" Okay. Saint Nicholas was a real person. He lived about 300 years after Jesus was born. He loved Jesus very much. One favorite story about him goes like this. Nicholas loved to give gifts, especially to the poor. Only he gave them secretly because he wasn't looking for thanks. Nick knew a kind but poor man with 3 lovely daughters, all who wanted to get married. But in those days, a woman had to have money, a dowry, before a wedding could even be announced. When Nick heard about this, see, there's Nick. He heard all about it. See, Nick? When Nick heard about this, he put some money into a bag, and while it was dark, he walked to their house. He tossed the money into the oldest daughter's room, and it fell into a stocking hung there to dry. Nick quietly left. Do you see the stocking hanging to dry? Do you see it right up? There's the stocking, and the money fell in the stocking. The oldest daughter had a marvelous wedding. Later, on another night, Nick did the same thing for the second daughter. But who would help them? They wondered. They didn't know how the money got into their sock overnight. One daughter was left. Would someone give her a dowry too? And there's the father chasing Nick. Not too long after that, Nick sneaked up to her house and tossed in a third bag of gold. But this time the father heard him, and Nick realized he had been seen, and he tried to run away quick. But the father ran and caught up to him. The father recognized Nick, and he smiled. "Keep my secret?" Nick asked, and the father did. For years after that, no one knew who had helped the 3 daughters, and because Nick loved Jesus, he kept on doing kind things for people. After he died, people called him a saint. And over the years, people remembered St. Nicholas and how he gave gifts. In Holland, they called him Sinterklaas. In England, they call him Father Christmas. In France, he's called Père Noël. In the United States, he's called Santa Claus. Mhm. The real St. Nicholas is now in heaven with Jesus. When you see a Santa in a store or a parade, think of St. Nick. Of course, some children know all about Santa and presents and reindeer, but forget about Jesus. For St. Nick, that would have ruined Christmas. Jesus was Nick's whole life. St. Nicholas gave gifts because Jesus came on the first Christmas to give himself for us, for Aubrey, for Trey, for Mummy, for Daddy, for Auntie Wendy, for everybody. Todd, back home with his dad listening to the story, said, I'm going to do what Nick was about. I'm going to give gifts and not be found out. Todd ran up the stairs, his face full of scheming. A long time went by till he came back, all beaming. Stuffed toys in a dump truck, a clown with one leg, all wrapped for Michelle and her brother, Greg. Todd piled them up high by the tree lighted bright, and then he announced, St. Nick's here tonight. I'll act like St. Nick, Todd said to his dad. It's Jesus he loved. He makes us all glad. His dad just laughed as he lifted the boy. That's wonderful, Todd. To share gives us joy. As the family sat around and talked half the night, Todd thought he saw, in the snow and in the moonlight, see, Todd? He thought he saw a bright St. Nicholas with his sack looking in and wide across his face, a jolly old grin. There you go. Santa, are you for real? Santa Claus, St. Nicholas, Sinterklaas, all over the world, people know about St. Nicholas or Santa Claus and how he loved Jesus and wanted to give good gifts in Jesus' name. So, Santa, are you for real? I think so. All right, Aubrey and Trey, I love you and I love you. Happy 2011. God bless. Bye-bye.